Ladies and gentlemen, today we have some amazing Switch and Switch 2 digital and physical sales to go over. These are so crazy, it might just blow your pants off. Well, hopefully not before you can pull out your wallet, because you're not going to want to miss these deals. So let's go ahead and get right into this video. Yeah, hopefully your pants have not been blown off yet, because you're not going to want to miss this. These deals are incredible, digital, physical, some hidden gems in here as well. So we need to go over those, but first, boom, a winner of a Nintendo eShop gift card. You know I can't forget this every week. And then, boom, another winner of a Nintendo eShop gift card. Yeah, I didn't forget. If you'd like to have the same opportunity every single week, all you have to do is like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter or both of those, and support the community as much as you can. And you guys know I will always give back as much as I can. But this is a really exciting sale, so let's go ahead and get right into it. The first game we're talking about is Nobody Saves the World. This is currently $7.49. That is 70% off on the eShop, and this is the lowest price this game has ever been. This is such a unique and charming game with a just like a really warm and welcoming art style. I feel like when this game first came out, it had a bunch of hype around it, but over the past couple years, it's kind of died down a little bit. Master the art of transformation to become a slug, ghost, dragon, and more in this new take on an action RPG. And this is from the same creators as Guacamelee, and you know those games are fantastic, so you might just want to check this one out. We have KO the Kangaroo currently on sale for $3.80. That is 87% off the full price, and could you guess it? The lowest price this game has ever been. They're so sneaky because what they do is they drop this on sale every couple eShop sales, drop the price by like 2 pennies, and then it's the lowest price it's ever been. But I will always recommend it because I love this game dearly. It is a fantastic 3D platformer. That feels like a classic 3D platformer from back in the day, just with modern controls. And if you're a fan of 3D platformers at all, you could not go wrong for only $3.80. We have a really interesting game called Core Keeper, currently on sale for $11.99. That is 40% off on the eShop, and keep in mind, this is only for the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. So this game is also on sale for the Switch, but for $20. But for the Switch 2 edition, only $12. This is another one you're not going to want to miss. This game is fantastic. I'll be honest, I didn't even know this had a Switch 2 edition yet. Even if it was just a Switch edition, I would recommend it. But now that it has a Switch 2 edition, this one is a no-brainer. You're an explorer who awakens in an ancient cavern of creatures and resources. Trapped deep underground, will your survival skills be up to the task? Mine relics and resources to build your base, craft new equipment, survive, and power up the core. Defeat giant monsters, discover hidden secrets, farm crops, cook new recipes, and so much more. Blossom Tales 2 The Minotaur Prince is currently on sale for $7.49, and that is 50% off on the eShop. These are another, I guess, series of games I like to recommend all the time. Blossom Tales and Blossom Tales 2. I don't think the first one is currently on sale, but you don't need to play the first one to be able to play the second one. What they are, or what they play like, are essentially classic 2D Zelda games. As far as Zelda clones go, these ones are damn good. So for $7.49, if you want to scratch that classic Zelda itch, this will definitely do the job. And I think as far as these games go, you want to pick them up digitally because physically they're like over $100. We have Blasphemous plus Blasphemous 2 bundle, currently on sale for $11.24, and that is 75% off on the eShop. This is another bundle right here that I highly recommend. Yes, these games are extremely difficult, but if you like Metroidvanias and like a little bit of a challenging game, you could not go wrong with these. Truly some of the greatest games I think I've ever played. Definitely the greatest enemies in almost any game I've ever seen. Like the enemies and the boss fights and just the whole setting is next to none. And you're getting 2 fantastic games for less than $12. So if you want to play these now or put them in the backlog, again, you might want to check these ones out. A really unique game called Once Upon a Jester is currently on sale for $3.74, and that is 75% off on the eShop. I think I put this game in a Hidden Gems video, or some kind of video, about a year or two ago, because it was just so damn good. You will embark on an adventure as a jester. You and your best friend will travel to the kingdom to improvise shows and perform on stages far and wide. You and your best friend also have a mischievous scheme to steal the royal diamond. To complete their master plan, they will need to start an improv theater show and outperform all other artists. Yeah, this is one of those games that's like kind of hard to explain everything that's going on. It's not the longest game, about 4 or 5 hours, but if you want to take a chance on any of these games, this might be one of those games. We also have BPM, or bullets per minute, currently on sale for $7.49, and that is 70% off on the eShop. BPM is a rhythm first-person shooter. Fight as a mighty Valkyrie to repel the forces of the underworld from the invading world of Asgard. In BPM, all of your actions and the actions of your enemies are tied to the beat of the music. Your enemies perform a dance-like sequence of attacks to an epic rock opera. Your goal is to reach the end of randomly generated dungeons, collecting different weapons, abilities, and items each time you play, and then these weapons and abilities can radically alter the way you play, making each playthrough unique. Very, very interesting game, very cool, kind of a different take on a first-person shooter, and it's less than $8. One of my favorite games that have came out in the past couple months is Goodnight Universe, and this is currently on sale for the Switch or Nintendo Switch 2 for $19.99. I think that is 28% off the full price, and this is only on the eShop. You are Isaac, a 6-month-old baby, developing mysterious psychic powers. What you want most is to be loved and accepted by your family, but a secretive tech corporation wants you for their own. Yeah, I mean, you're a psychic baby. It's weird and wacky, but damn is it good. Kind of like too good in some senses. Like you don't expect a game like this to be this good with this great of voice acting, but it is. It's an amazing game, and it's only $20. We have a game called OVERROGUE currently on sale for the Nintendo Switch 2 for $7.99, and that is 50% off on the eShop. In an underworld where creatures of all shapes and sizes live, a selection battle is announced to decide the next overlord. Complete labyrinths and collect crystals to achieve the title of Overlord. Proceed through dungeon-like labyrinths, building up your card deck in a roguelike style. There are up to 5 different labyrinth themes based on card genres like poison or graveyards. So there's a lot going on here, but that's a good thing, right? You have labyrinth exploration in a roguelike style, card deck turn-based battles, over 300 types of cards, and this game is only $8. We have EA Sports FC 26 Team of the Year Edition, which I think is like the deluxe edition, for the Switch and Switch 2 for $20.99, and that is 70% off the full price and the lowest price this has ever been. Essentially, it's just FIFA, right? I think they changed the name to FC, so if you don't like FIFA, you're probably not going to like this. Me, myself, I actually really enjoy these games, even though I can only name like 3 soccer teams. I just like soccer games though. They're pretty fun, and surprisingly, these run pretty good on the Switch, or good enough on the Switch, but really good on the Switch too. So if you are ever interested in this game, this might be the right time to check it out. We have Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remasters, physically for $28.13. That is 44% off the full price, and this is the lowest price this has ever been. This is for the Nintendo Switch at Amazon. And yeah, these games are amazing. I actually own this collection myself, and I think I paid like $35, and I thought that was a fantastic deal. You're getting 2 of the greatest JRPGs of all time. So far, I've only beat Suikoden 1, and I thought it was amazing. But Suikoden 2 is considered like a top 10 JRPG ever, so I can't wait to jump into that one. I think there might be an upgrade path to the Switch 2 for like $10, maybe. I'm not sure, but I know there is a Switch 2 edition as well. But for $28 to add 2 of the best games ever to your physical collection, how could you possibly argue against that? We have Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, physically for $29.99. That is 40% off the full price. This is for the Switch, and you can get this at Whoop. Yeah, this is the lowest price this game has ever been. This is a fantastic game. I think Story of Seasons originally used to be called Harvest Moon, but then like the company got sold or something. But this is the same team, so just know if you ever enjoyed Harvest Moon games, you'll really enjoy this one. This game really is a lot of fun because you're like working and doing all the farming simulation stuff, but then you're also building relationships, and then you're going to this little bazaar area and selling all your stuff, and has a great gameplay loop. Again, there is a Switch 2 edition. I don't know if there is an upgrade path, but for $30, a physical copy, you can't beat that. We have Shadow Labyrinth, currently for the Nintendo Switch, physically at Woo for $16.99. That is 43% off the full price, and this is the lowest price this game has ever been. And personally, I feel like this one flew under the radar because people are thinking a Pac-Man game that's a Metroidvania, but it's like a serious game. What's going on there? But I tried this one out, and it is really, really fun. I have still not beat it. It's something I probably need to do this year, but yeah, it really surprised me, man. It is a lot of fun. 17 bucks for a physical game for your collection, not bad. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this game has a free Switch 2 upgrade path. So for $17, you can get a physical, like Switch 2 game, technically. Not bad. We have CRONOS: The New Dawn for the Nintendo Switch 2, physically at Amazon for $35.62. That is 41% off the full price, and I think the lowest price this game has ever been. Keep in mind, even though this is for a physical copy, it is a game key card. It is what it is though. CRONOS: The New Dawn is a phenomenal game, a great take on action horror. On the Switch 2, this port runs phenomenally well. Kind of an underrated port in my opinion. So for 35 bucks, truly to add like a great Switch 2 game to your collection, especially if you're into the horror action genre, this one is a great deal. I mentioned this last week, but I want to mention it again because the deal is just so damn good. WWE 2K25 for the Nintendo Switch 2 is only $19.99. You can get this at Amazon or GameStop, but they are giving you a digital code. So even though you're buying at these websites, you're still getting it only digital. But for 20 bucks, who the hell cares, right? Again, the Switch 2 port of this is amazing. A huge difference from WWE 2K18 to this. It is a night and day difference. They optimized the hell out of this game, and to be able to play it portably on the go, it's a no-brainer. And if I'm not mistaken, WWE 2K26 is coming out in March, I think, or May, or some month that starts with an M. So this would be a great time to like get familiar with it. We have Split Fiction for the Nintendo Switch 2 at Best Buy and Walmart for $37.49. I think you're getting an actual box here, but it's a code in the box, which is the dumbest of all ways to buy games. So you're technically getting it digital, but you're getting a code in a box, whatever. You're saving 25% this way. Split Fiction, one of the best games to come out in recent years. And what's really cool is if one person buys this, the second person on another Switch can download like a friend pass and play with them for free. Yeah, this game was nominated for Game of the Year for great reason. Switch 2 port is amazing, and it's 25% off the full price. And we also have Persona 3 Reload at Amazon and Walmart for the Nintendo Switch 2 for $39.97. That is 33% off the full price, and this one is for a physical copy, but just keep in mind, again, this is a game key card. I actually picked this up myself for the same price. I was waiting for that big Switch 2 upgrade, and it finally got it. Like, yes, the game was playable on the Switch 2, and I know quite a few people who actually enjoyed it, but there were some frame pacing problems and a couple performance issues. They finally did that huge upgrade and fixed pretty much everything, and now on the Switch 2 to be able to play this portably, it's just going to be a peak experience. Like I said, I picked this up for 40 bucks at Walmart myself. I have not played it yet, but I truly cannot wait to jump into this one because Persona is awesome, but it's even cooler portably on the go. Ladies and gentlemen, this sale had a little bit of everything, and that's one of my favorite things to do is try to find every kind of game, both digital and physical, and I think we did very good in this. So in the comments below, start a conversation. Let me know any games you're picking up, any sales that I might have missed. I just want to hear from you. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, if you could do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter so we can keep these communities growing. Consider becoming a channel member because that would be really freaking cool. And you guys know me, I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace.